So the comment of the day is from MiUI, and he says, "Boys kissing the homies isn't the three words that I can't say because if I do, I will get demonetized." And I completely agree with this guy. So let's continue the video. Hey, what is going on, guys? Unknown player here. So the Prydwen site has been updated for the Honkai Star Rail game, and the Jade is also on the list. So without further ado, let's get into this. So we're gonna be looking at this from top to bottom, from right to left. All right. So at first of Aventurine, it makes sense that he is the top of the top because he is very skill point efficient, and you can basically basic attack with him, and when he does a follow up, he gives shield to the entire team, and that shield stacks with the more follow ups he does or the more skills he does. Fu Xuan can also be considered on the top of the list with I will explain why. So Fu Xuan, there are many fights where it's basically impossible if you don't have Fu Xuan, and the 12% crit rate does help, especially if you use like someone like Akron, right, or Sele, right. And Huo is just all around good energy. She gives energy to the entire team, and 40% attack, and she has like an auto cleanse mechanic with her skill. So she's very good. I can see why E6 Gallagher is here. Gallagher does so much. He does so much damage with a break. He applies a debuff for enemies take more damage. He is skill point friendly. He does a break. He has, the debuff as well. He makes other characters do more damage. That's what I just explained. And he gives break. I think he gives break to the ally, or he gives effect res on with his E6. Many people probably have him E6 because he's been on Akron, on like the biggest banners, like Akron's banner, I think, and I'm not sure, but I think he was also on Firefly's banner, and on both teams he can excel. Alright, next on the list is Luocha. It makes sense that he is up here on T1. T1 is still meta characters, guys. Apex characters are like the most broken ones. T1 makes sense. Very skill point friendly. You can put Natasha's light cone on him, and he can spam ult and basically have the field ultimate. Like he can spam ultimate, and with that he can have his field up 24/7. Alright, these don't need really that much an explanation, even though I think E6 links probably around here. But yeah, that's fine. And yeah, it makes sense that these two are here. They're not that good at sustaining anymore. Alright, so Apex characters. May, who would have thought, guys? She is good. She's universal, and she can be used on any teams. Now with the addition of the break teams, you can just put her on the break team and she'll be good. You can put her on any team and she'll be good. The only team where she is kinda mid is Akron's team. Any other team, you can use her. You can use her on DOT team, break team, with Boot Hill or Firefly. You can use her with Jingliu. You can use her with Imbibitor Lune. You can use her with Sailor. She has so many teams where you can use her. She's just all around universal, and she does damage, and she what is the word? When she breaks an enemy, she delays the enemies. And Robin is the next character that is on here, and it makes sense. She makes your life so much easier because she does damage on her own, right? She advances forward the entire team. She gives you attack percent, and she gives you crit damage on your follow-ups, and I think she gives you base crit damage if I'm not mistaken. She also gives you elemental damage bonus like Ranmei. Ranmei gives you all type respawn 20%. She gives you break. She gives you like the break damage. When you break someone, she like does extra damage. She gives you weakness break efficiency, and she also gives you damage bonus, and she also gives you speed. she makes building characters so much easier because of the 10% speed she gives. Next character, Sparkle. It makes sense. She is like the best, in my opinion, the best support for hyper carries, because you can just put attack boots on any hyper carry like Acheron, Ibibitor Lune, Jingliu, doesn't matter, right? You put attack boots on them and Sparkle just bring them up and give them crit damage, give them damage boost, skill points, right? She is very skill point, like she makes skill points management way easier. She's like best in slot for this guy. She can be best in slot for these two as well. But Nihility is a bit better, but if you have like Silverwolf, or like maybe next patch if Jiaoqiu is good, we'll see. I might pull for him, we'll see. It makes sense that Imaginary Trailblazer is here. Best support for Firefly and like decent for Boot Hill. Not as good as Firefly, but decent for like with Firefly you need Trailblazer, otherwise Firefly is like garbage. I'm sorry to tell you guys, without Trailblazer, Firefly is garbage, because 70% of the damage from Firefly comes from Trailblazer. I'm sorry to tell you guys, but that is just the truth. It makes sense that Ting Yun is here. Ting Yun is better than these characters, but Pela, but she's not. Ting Yun is not as universal as Pela is, for example, and Silverwolf as well, I guess. But these days you don't. But these days you don't really need Silverwolf, in my opinion. Cause you got characters like Firefly that put weaknesses on enemies. Boot Hill puts weaknesses on enemies. Acheron can literally shred any enemy, can break any shield no matter what. Dot doesn't need that. So yeah, Silverwolf in my opinion is in a tough, rough spot even in this day of age. Pela's in a very good spot. You can put her on many teams. You can put her on a break team if you want to, even though it's not that effective. On any hyper carry team, she's good. You can put her on the DOT team and she's good. All around, good character. Bronya has fell off a ton. The only team where she's like still like good at is like Blade's team, because Blade is very skill point efficient. You can also use her with Jingliu, because Jingliu is also skill point efficient. So these are like the two teams you can use, but you have these three. If you have all these three, she basically becomes useless, because all you need is like 4 support. So like Pela, Sparkle, and Robin, Ron May. If you use these 4, you don't have, and the Ting Yun, you don't have any more slots open. So yeah, Trailblazer as well. We have many like good characters on the amplification now, guys. It's insane. Bronya used to be the best. Now I have so many options. We have so many options. It's crazy. And these two, I mean, I don't think they're that bad. They're usable. I think they both should be here. And Yukong, I think, should be a bit higher, because the speed bonus is very good for Asta, and the attack bonus is also very good. She can help. She's very good with Robin. Asta's very good with Robin because of the attack, so she will make Robin do more attack, and I think she will make Robin give you more attack as well. So that is why Asta is pretty good. Hanya, I don't really know too much about Hanya, but the only thing I know is she is so easy to build, like to get 200 speed. She's one of the easiest characters besides Firefly, where she's this easy to build for speed. And Yukong is just easy crit build character. She makes any crit character like have good stats, and that's all she does. And she gives attack, but she is hard to use and is very skill point hungry. All right, Firefly. I have used her a lot, and I've used her in all of contents, and guys, sometimes she even feels stronger than Acheron, even though Acheron has way like better burst, but it's like a one time in like couple of turns, right? When like every cycle you do like one or two ults. But Firefly basically does Acheron's ult every time she has her skill. If you have Trailblazer and Ruan Mei, every time Firefly does her skill, the damage is like close to Acheron's ult damage on every skill you use, not ultimate. So in some cases, Firefly is better, the other Acheron. You can see them both equal, you can see one above the other, right? That's fine. But both are very, very good, alright? And in my opinion, the best free-to-play teams right now are DOT teams, break teams, and then lastly the on the third spot. So if I were to make a tier list, I would say the best teams are gonna be like this break team, if you have these two, right? And then it's gonna be DOT team. The reason I say break and then DOT is because break and DOT is very easy to build compared to hyper carry. And then the third best free to play is Acheron. Reason being, you can put her anywhere and she will cook for you. All you need is Pela and like use Sparkle, Silverwolf, or Gwenhyphen, right? That's all you need for Acheron. So she's very good. And she's, in my opinion, also easier to build than other characters as well, because you don't need any speed on her. I'm gonna be honest, you don't need any speed. Just have Pela be the fastest character, Silverwolf use both, Gwenhyphen, have them go very fast. If they are going very fast, then Acheron will act on that, and you can use preservation characters or like Gallagher, or people that put like debuffs on the enemy's head, like Aventurine, right? These three are very good with Acheron. And Jeopard can also be good. MC can also be good here. So yeah. Next, these three. I am kinda sorry for people that pulled for Boot Hill. He's not bad. He does a lot of single target damage, but I'm sorry to say this, guys, you might not like to hear this, but he got power crapped 20 days after his release. I'm sorry to say this, guys. You know, I wish he was a bit stronger. I wish he had more stuff going for him, but Firefly is just better. But one thing he's better at is that he doesn't require MC like Firefly does. He wants Ruan Mei. So if in the future we get another like character that is like these two, right? You can use that character with either Boot Hill or with Firefly if you have both, and then Ruan Mei on the other team with you can just put Ruan Mei on this team with this, right? And then if there's another break character in here coming, or if it's gonna be a specialist, then you put them with Boot Hill, right? That is what you're gonna be wanting to do. DOT, I don't need to explain much. One of the best free-to-play teams, because all you need to do is build attack on Kafka, and you need effect res and attack on Black Swan. I mean effect hit rate, and attack percentage on Black Swan, and you're chilling. Topaz makes sense that she's here. She's very good with Doctor Ratio, Aventurine, and Robin. This team is insane. It is still insane. Alright. And let's keep going. So these guys are not getting that much credit in my opinion. Jade deserves a 1.5 slot, because she is now very good with the MC and with the Ruan Mei. You can use her instead of Boot Hill or Firefly, but it's gonna be a bit tougher to beat the content right now with Shui, but I would say she deserves this spot. And Sampo and Sampo and Duka also deserve like a bit higher. Now, this is what everyone was waiting for, but I'll get to her in a bit. I think Gunaifen also deserves tier 2 at least, because you can rock her with Akron. She's not that bad. She makes your characters do more damage. And yeah, she's just all around good character. Jade, I don't think she deserves to be on the tier 3 slot. I'm pretty sure this is a mistake. If anything, Jade deserves to be next to Topaz, because she's basically the new Topaz and Numbi, basically. If you swap out Topaz and Numbi and use Jade instead of, and I mean in the follow-up attack team with Aventurine, Dr. Ratio, and Robin, or you can use Clara, Robin, and Aventurine. If you put her on those teams, I will tell you this with 100% certainty, she is not tier 3, she is at least somewhere here, if not here. She's here, she gives you buffs, she does very good damage on her own, she is decently strong. Prydwen went a bit too hard on her, I think. She does at least the spot here. Me personally, I like her kit, I like her design, but I don't have Aventurine, and my Dr. Ratio is not that well built, so I'm not gonna be pulling for her. If I had Aventurine, I probably would have pulled for her, because follow-up attack is a fun team, and she is very fun to use as well. If you guys don't know how to build her, well, here you go, guys. Here's the build. You just go a quantum set, who would have thought, right? And then you go the new set, who would have thought that of that as well. Or this works as well. This is also fine, because I mean you can put her with Tingchue. You can rock her with Tingchue as well. That is why they say like you can use this, right? So you have double erudition. But I don't think she deserves this spot. This is it kind of breaks my heart, guys. I think she's at least here. She's at least in this criteria right here, or either next to Topaz and Nombi, or at least here. She doesn't deserve to be all the way here with these characters. That is a bit disrespectful to my Jade. Alright, you might say, oh, it's not your Jade, you're not trying to pull. I still like the character. Can I not enjoy a character? And can I, like, am I not allowed to enjoy a character if I don't have them? I don't think that's how it works, guys. It's a video game, alright? Every character, you can enjoy any character without having them, right? That is fine. I also enjoy Imbibitor Lene. I like his character, but I don't have him. That's another example. And Buto as well, I think he's funny. If you guys know Jojo, Diavolo's voice actor is the same voice actor that voices Buto. So yeah, I also like Diavolo from Jojo, and that is why I like Buto as well. And he is funny. In the story, Buto is like this goofy cowboy. I like him. I don't know. People might not like him, but I do like him. He's a funny guy. Akron is still the best. If you have like a lot of crit on her, she's still the best. She rivals Firefly, and both of them are like rivals, and they're very, very strong. I mean, it makes sense. Both of them played a huge role in the Penacony story. And whoever made the decision to make Trailblazer the best support for Firefly, yeah, you're funny, bro. But you should keep cooking. That guy needs a raise, because he just made a free character like on the Apex characters list. This is a free character, alright? And I agree. With on Firefly's team, she's here. But if we're talking overall break, she's Trailblazer's here, right? I say she because I have the female version. So yeah, both are the same. The female main are exactly the same. It's just Yeah, one is a female, the other is a male. That is the only difference. All right. Acheron, I don't need to explain much. You guys already know Acheron. Best hyper carry character in this game. And she'll still be the best hyper carry in this game for a long time, because I don't think many characters will have the same like thing as it were. You have 0 energy and your ultimate is based upon debuffs. I don't think any character will have that. Alright, Imbibitor Lune makes sense. He's still very good, but very skill point unfriendly. That's why you need Sparkle on his team for him to be viable. And just use like Sparkle with Tingyon, probably is very good, or Sparkle Rame. Any of these 4 work very well with him. And you can also use Pela. Jingliu, you guys already know. She was, in my opinion, she is still like one of the best free-to-play hyper carries. Like these two are like the best in my eyes. Free-to-play hyper carries, because they don't require that much to do a lot. Okay, so Jingliu gives you 50 crit with her passive, and with her traces alone she gives you 37 crit damage. Alright, that is 137 crit value within her own kit on its own. She's very skill point friendly, not as friendly as Blade, but still very skill point friendly. Alright, she has fallen off because of these characters. They're funny, right? But she's still very good, very usable. And she can work with basically any support besides Trailblazer. So you can put her with this. And she will work with all of them. She will also work with these. Okay? She'll work with anyone besides this. Alright? She will work with anyone besides this. That is the one good thing about her. She can work with basically anyone. The reason why I say that, because Imbibitor Lunate doesn't really work very well with Bronya, because Bronya uses a lot of skill points. As you can see, SP unfriendly, skill point unfriendly. And if 2 characters are skill point unfriendly, then you get a disaster, is what you basically get. Doctor Ratio, it makes sense, it's T1. In my opinion, most people have Doctor Ratio, but if you might not have him by now, because he was only until he was from 2, I think 2.0 until 2.2 or something, or like 1.6. I don't remember, but he was only here for like 4, 5, 6 months, something like that. So the new players might not have him. But if you do have him, I would recommend you guys to skip Imbibitor Lune, because he's basically Imbibitor Lune without the AoE, right? And he's good on follow-up teams. He's like the best damage dealer in follow-up teams. Next, Clara is like the second best damage dealer on the follow-up teams, like main damage, because she has AoE. This guy doesn't. So if you're basically doing pure fiction, or if you're doing anything like that, Clara's better than Dr. Ratio. If you do AoE content, Clara's better than Dr. Ratio. Jing Yuan, our beloved general. Our beloved general just got another buff, and that is called Jade. He is getting many buffs, but Jade is still not that good for Jing Yuan. You would still rather go Tingyon and Ruame or Robin, any of those, right? Or even Sparkle is also good with Jing Yuan, but Jing Yuan has fallen off tremendously. He's still usable, you can still clear everything, but compared to these, he's like kinda nothing. Alright, Ting Chue, she can throw you so hard with the skill points. It's funny. I used to think like she was good until like I played her, and like I had to with Sparkle. I was playing her. Remind you, I was using with Sparkle, mind you, and I was not cooking. So with Ting Chue, you can get easily trolled. She can use all of your skill. She can use like 15 skill points and still not get the 4 Jades for you to do the AoE damage and more damage. She can literally troll you that hard. It does happen, guys. Seele, I would say Seele belongs at T1. Seele is still pretty good if you get a resurgence when you kill an enemy and you go again. She can one shot. Alright, I tried her with like a hyper carry team. I almost you can kinda, if you have a very good build Seele, which I don't. If you have a because I got unlucky with the quantum pieces. If you have a very good build Seele and you crit, you don't get trolled with the crit, she is T1 easily. Easily T1. I disagree with this placement. She's easily T1. And if your build is very, very good, she is at least here, in my opinion. She can do all, yeah, she can go and go and go and go and go and go if you can one shot. And with the hyper carries we have, if you have a well built team, she is still very strong. She's a 1.0 character that is very, very strong. If they release like a new support that like buffs your single target damage, or like does something crazy like that, or like increases your respawn even further to the point where Seele basically does true damage, like does 100% quantum damage to the enemies, that is gonna be that's when it's gonna be crazy for her. She might jump all the way here, by the way. She can still jump all the way here. People might disagree with me, but Seele, in my opinion, is very, 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 very good if you have a very good build for her. Blade, I think deserves a 1.5 slot at least. He's skill point efficient, and he is easy to build compared to other hyper carry characters. He has AoE, and you can team up Jade with Blade, and it's a pretty fun team. You can do that, but in my opinion, he's at least T1.5. They're not doing him. They're not giving him any credit and doing him justice here. Same with my boy Argenti. My boy Argenti needs to be in here, man. What is he doing here? You put him with Huo and you put him with Tingyun, and you like give him like I don't know, Sparkle, or you give him any of these supports, right? Or even Pela. Bro, he will cook. If you have a good build for him, he will cook. This is not true, guys. Alright. I mean, keep in mind this is MOC, but I disagree with this. Himeko deserves to be a T2 at least. Misha is Misha can be very good. Same with Servo. Servo needs to be here, in my opinion. They're not doing these guys justice at all. These can be tier 3 guys. Physical CT4. Yeah, Arlen can stay right where he is. Me personally, I don't like Arlen. So for pure fiction, you guys don't need any explanation for this, right? These guys can help these guys out, and that is why they are up here. It makes sense that Jade is here. Jade is like the new queen of pure fiction. You can team her up with these two and you'll go crazy. You'll get guaranteed 40k points if you have these characters built a bit and you have Jade built. You team these three up and you'll run through the content like it's nothing. You can do this, by the way. You can go one team Jade with Himeko, Herta, and like one of these two, and then the next team you can go Acheron, Black Swan, Kafka, and one of these two. But I recommend Ranmei being on this team, and I recommend Robin being on this team. That is what I recommend. But if you do that, you literally have two teams of like the best characters for pure fiction, and you'll beat all content. I don't need to go into all of this. These guys are Erudition, they're good. AoE, they're good. And Firefly, she just breaks the enemies and they insta die. I tried her, she is very good. And Apocalyptic Shadow is like, it's basically MOC. Alright, you don't if you have Firefly, if you have both Firefly and Akron, or if you have Firefly or DOT, or if you have Akron and DOT, you run one team Akron, other team DOT, one team Akron, other team Firefly, one team Firefly, other team Dot, right? If you run like two, like you pick your choice, like you choose either this with this, or this with this, or this with this, right? Any of this is like the trinity, the trinity of free to play, right? Akron's team, DOT team, and Break team, right? These two are both good as well. I don't need to explain much. This is basically a similar ranking to MOC, but a bit different because the break characters are even better here, and the damage characters are a bit worse. That is what it basically is. And the supports are, I mean, the supports are supports, guys. Supports are always good, right? And these are like the best characters for these sustains are the best sustains for Apocalyptic Shadow. So I think that is enough yapping for me, guys. So yeah, that is gonna conclude it for patch 2.3, guys, the tier list. I disagree with many of the places that they placed the characters, but it is what it is. Prydwen, they're doing their best, guys. You don't have to start hating on them just because you don't agree with their tier list. I agree mostly with the tier list, though. I agree with them. So yeah, that is gonna be the video, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and sub. Follow me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter, and see you guys next time.